I don't know when it started that being political one way or the other became such a personal thing. People act like nowadays that to be offended is to be correct. That's not true. People act like they see the other side, you know, a left person looking at the right, and they think, "Oh, you hate me. You want me dead. You stand for this." And again, like I said before, I'm done with all the blanket labeling and the blanketing terms like that. So let's allow yourself to reel yourself back in, because I'm going to go over a case today that admittedly is a very extreme case and hopefully won't happen to all of you crazy leftists, but it can happen if you get wrapped up in your own bullshit too much. That is a real concern, and this should scare you when you get so wrapped up in your own perspective that you take it out on someone who you are related to, someone you should love and protect, an infant no less. Welcome back, or thank you for checking out my channel. Kawaii Kant here, where I talk about basically whatever I want, whatever I'm feeling passionate or strongly about. Thank you for all the love on my last video. Someone said it was an amazing video and I deserve more subscribers, and that made my entire month. So thank you to that person. You're very cool as well. Anyway, let's get into this case. Strap yourselves in if there's any like trigger warnings you need. It's a little it's very disturbing, in fact.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
My baby was shot. My baby is shot.
Who was it that shot them?
It was her grandma.
Rummy, you don't rape and pillage the earth and think you don't get judged. Taking all the resources out of the land. Racking and killing up the buffaloes, and now we ain't got nothing.
So right off the gate, I think you can gather that this person is unhinged, possibly a little bit insane. I have my own thoughts as to what has aided this, and she will actually go on and talk about it a lot more clearly than I will. But yeah, grandma, when you hear the words grandma, this is not what you think of. This is insane. How do you kill a 6-month-old and then show up like this at the police house? Like, this is crazy.
On December 9th, 2023, in Liberty Township, Ohio, 43-year-old Mia Desiree Harris is accused of shooting her 6-month-old grandson.
You're 43 and a grandmother. You already took a step in the wrong direction somewhere there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to judge, and I know shit happens, but like, really? That's not ideal. Like, I'm not far from that age myself, and I can't even imagine being anywhere close to damn near a grandma yet. So, wow.
And daughter Myra in a brutal rampage. As devastated family members rush to save the child, investigators are left with the daunting task of uncovering what could have possibly driven her to commit such an unthinkable crime. It's when she's left alone in the following never-before-seen interrogation that her shocking revelations, twisted messages, and sinister motives begin to surface.
Did she say anything when she handed you the baby?
She had a smile on her face.
Okay.
She was smirking.
Told you I'd beat you at your own game. This is chess, not checkers.
It's 1:50 a.m. when a Butler County...
She's talking about killing her grandbaby. How is this chess and not checker? What is this person talking about?
The emergency dispatcher answers the 911 call of a distraught mother.
Someone shot my baby. Hurry, please.
Someone shot your baby?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, ma'am, they're coming. Ma'am,
Hurry, please.
how old's your baby?
She is 6 months old. Hurry.
Okay, are you...
Got her, please.
Okay, ma'am, is the person still there?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay, who was it that shot them? They're coming, ma'am. Who was it that shot them?
It was her grandma.
Where is the baby, ma'am?
It's in my arms. I'm trying to hold pressure to the wound. I don't.
Okay, where is the baby shot?
I don't know. I'm trying to find. I think in her neck. I think she shot twice.
What kind of sick effort does that to a 6-month-old? Twice in the neck. It's obscene to me. If you can imagine being friends with this person or knowing this person in real life, do you think that they would ever think that they would murder an infant, let alone their blood relative of an infant? Like, the mother is like clearly devastated. The mother is freaking out. That's truly how people like respond to this kind of thing. Oh, how demented can you get to not care about this?
If I ever did anything good, please give my baby. She shot my baby.
Destiny!
Oh no. Oh, that's hard.
All me.
Okay, this is like really hard to listen to. This is really gut wrenching. Like the dad just walked in and found out what happened, and you can just hear him break as a human being. And I think that the grandmother, that's his mother, the father's mother, and she's doing that to her own child, her own daughter-in-law, presumably, and again, her own grandchild. Oh, this is tough to listen to. There's more screaming, so I'm just going to skip it and we'll move on to the next part so I can get to making my point here.
Mia, who had fled the scene, was seen driving into oncoming traffic down the interstate.
You know, if you find yourself driving on the other side of a highway, you're an NPC that's glitching out real hard. Like something is seriously broken in your coding and things are not right. Things are not right at all.
You done raped and pillaged the earth of all its resources and its values, and now you think you're gonna take it? It's for everybody.
What about what you took? You tried to take the life of a 6-month-old baby, your own grandchild nonetheless, who luckily survived, I want to point out, but not for lack of this woman's trying. Obviously, her brain is trying to justify like what she did to some extent, so she's like, nope, everything that everyone's done in the world, all of that is wrong, everything else is bad, so what I did is not so bad, and that's the dangerous part of this thinking.
You wanted to silence me. You should have accepted me, but you wanted to judge me, okay? After pimping me, taking all the resources out of the land, racking and killing up the buffaloes, and now we ain't got nothing. Now I'm saying you gonna jump the ship and take my shit with the casinos?
For me, this is really ringing very similar to the Irina Zarutska killer, because he was also going off about random shit and people were saying that he was starting to go crazy in his own life. But again, you're going to see here as the cops finally get into this room some really dumb justifications for what she's done, because she's so wrapped up in her own misery. She was not found crazy, by the way.
You don't look like a bad person. So apparently something had to transpire that set these events in action.
Clearly someone made you upset tonight.
The world made me upset. I'm not a monster.
I know you're not a monster. We know you're not a
world is
monster.
a monster.
Agreed.
There's a lot that happens in this interrogation, so for brevity, I will just summarize a few things here before we get to my main point. She is very defensive at first, and then when the cops start doing this, I forget what the name of the law is called, but basically they're saying like, you're not a monster, something must have happened to set you off. They're doing this not to empathize with her, they're doing it to get information from her, because they know that people don't want to come off like the bad guy. So they're just trying to get her to talk, basically. And once the cops turn on her and say like, oh, we've gotten everybody's side of the story from this, and they're all saying that you're the one losing it and acting crazy and attacking your loved ones and saying that you're fighting demons and everything, she suddenly gets her demeanor changes and she starts like getting really sad and like, oh my God, they sold me. And just, it's a whole masterclass on victimhood and how to not take accountability for yourself. But then they get her riled up and angry again. She starts ranting about everything going on, how hard it is to, pick up after everyone in a family, which we all know is difficult, but essentially we get down to the real crux of the problem. Shocker, the mom that her son is dating and made this poor innocent baby with is white, and she has a problem with that.
My mom protected the demon.
She was saying, remember, Malachi, you can't have any babies. That's a demon. That's a white girl. That's a white girl.
Yep, there it is.
Has she said
She's
anything like
racist.
that prior to
Never.
recently?
Never.
So if anyone wants to point and say that this person is just crazy and we should have sympathy on her and not judge her for it, she seems pretty cognizant of the reality around her. I think that alone proves like an attachment to reality in a way, like an acknowledgement of reality. Because if she were truly crazy, right, she might not care if her granddaughter and mother-in-law have white in them. You know what I mean? But having this clear bias, I don't know, it just seems like being so aware of her surroundings and feeling a type of way about them. Obviously, she's crazy for shooting at her family and stuff. She's not mentally insane, and they didn't find her to be insane either. She's just driving herself crazy.
I know y'all don't belong over here.
Over where?
In the United States.
Who don't?
Y'all don't.
Who's y'all?
Y'all don't. Y'all know who y'all is.
Us too?
Y'all don't. Hold on.
Okay.
Over here.
What do you guys think she's talking about there? What do you think?
Banking systems that aren't black owned. Elon Musk paid. Tesla wasn't discovered by you. That was a black thing. That was black technology. Not my lineage. I'm sorry, not my lineage. You have your lineage, you keep your lineage. You can't touch this one. Y'all made it clear that we wasn't a part of y'all from the very beginning. That we weren't a part of none of your constitution. We ain't mixing and mingling. Not after what happened and not the way they did people. I couldn't let y'all have my son. That's why the judgment came down. I seen what you did to my people. And I can't let you do that no more. That's why you couldn't be in my lineage. You're wicked. You're wicked.
She's being vague here. Again, she's not like openly displaying what she thinks about these things, but to me, I think it's pretty obvious that she's talking about race and how unfair everything is to her. What I don't understand is how people who live chronically online or like in their own bubble like this, I know she said she tried to go to church, she tried these things to find community and all that, but no matter what, no matter how big or small her worldview is, it is only a fraction of what is really going on in the world. None of us have proper perspective on what's really going on out there the whole time. And you have to be big enough to realize how small you are and how small your perspective is, especially when you choose to be negative and look for things that fit your narrative. So, to wrap all this up, if you don't want to end up like this crazy lady, step back from your biases, your perspective of the world. Be open-minded to things. I will always say this when we talk about open-mindedness. Psychology has studies that prove that open-mindedness not only grows your intellectual ness and intelligence, but it overall is like a positive thing on your life and is known to make people more content and happy with their life. You have to be open-minded. If you stay closed off in your own little world, thinking that everything is bad and you're the victim, you are going down a self-fulfilling prophecy hole, and none of us can help you because no one is in your brain but yourself. Again, I know this is an extreme situation here. I know most leftists are not violent, but the way things have been escalating with violence and the extreme leftists promoting it, and I'm sure some dumb right wings promoting it, I just want to be another voice that says, stop it. Get some help. Anyway, what do you think about this case? Again, it was all just down to prove how your own perspective can warp you and change your life. This woman, unfortunately, is only in prison for about 9 years, I believe she was sentenced to, for attempting to kill her granddaughter. And again, she shot at her own mother who was in the house as well. So I don't think that's enough time. But again, what do you think about all this? Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, bestie.